In my view, we've already waited too long to deal with this climate crisis. We can't wait any longer.
Nature is angry.
Curbing global warming is a tall order. The world has to move away from fossil fuels, meet rising energy demands, become more energy efficient, and leverage technology.
We're going to need a lot of technology in a lot of different forms.
And while each of these technologies are not enough to mitigate climate change on their own, understanding how they could help still matters, because
we're already seeing some very, very damaging impacts of climate change.
So, welcome to another short course by Axios on climate technology. Since the Industrial Revolution, fossil fuels have powered just about everything.
From burning things to create electricity, to gasoline and diesel engines, to the emissions from heating and cooling buildings, to the food system, moving things around, shipping.
That's caused the temperature to jump already. Today, the world is about 1 degree Celsius warmer than it was before the Industrial Revolution. Plus, a growing global population and industrialization mean there's more demand for energy than ever before. The good news? Demand for technologies to combat climate change is also growing.
This is going to be a really pivotal year. I mean, look, there is some hope that the kind of economic rescue and stimulus packages that governments will start to implement will provide a boost to some of these low-carbon technologies.
There are a lot of climate technologies.
Climate technologies are different ways that we can lower the emissions from different types of energy, the production of energy, and all sorts of things throughout the daily lives of people and different industries.
In general, they fall into 3 big categories. Number 1, technologies we use today.
That's current types of solar photovoltaics, wind power, electric cars. These things are all already playing increasing roles in the global energy and transport system, and we just got to deploy them faster.
The second category? Technologies that exist but aren't widely used.
Things that we know how to do at some level, but we're going to need to sort of learn how to do them better and much more cheaply, right? And so for example, carbon capture and storage.
And then there are technologies in their infancy.
So for example, that would be creating hydrogen in a way that uses renewables.
Just about every goal to cut emissions includes climate technologies, but fossil fuels still have a leg up. Energy companies aren't penalized for using them, and
fossil fuels are incredibly effective. Fossil fuels still account for essentially about 80% of global energy use.
That's because they're still cheap, give a lot of bang for their buck, and we have the infrastructure to keep using them. So for alternative technologies to compete,
just a question of a combination of the appropriate incentives, the appropriate political will, the appropriate sort of global focus on this.
And it looks like that might be starting to happen.
Global attention on this is rising from policymakers, from corporations, from investors, from activists. There's plenty of long-term targets out there already. The question is, are we going to sort of take the steps to achieve those targets?
Technology alone won't fix climate change, but understanding how it could help is urgent.
I think the bottom line is that there's no sort of single silver bullet technology. It's going to take a lot of different types of advances in technologies and deployment of existing types of climate technologies in order to sort of get on a path toward achieving those goals.
Let's review. Climate technology refers to many ways to move away from fossil fuels. We need to deploy more of these technologies and keep researching new ones to avoid rapid climate change. Private investments and stronger policies are bringing attention to climate tech right now. There's still a lot to be done, but certain technologies, like renewables, are growing fast.